All right. We're diving deep today into Aespa.
Aespa.
This K-pop group that's like changing everything. We've got this article all about them.
Oh, cool.
And we're going to figure out how they got so big and what makes them so different.
Awesome. I think a lot of people are curious about that.
Yeah. So get ready for some mind-blowing K-pop knowledge.
It sounds fun. What I find really fascinating about Aespa is how they've embraced this whole virtual world thing.
Right.
The metaverse and futuristic sounds, and it's turned them into this global phenomenon.
It's huge, yeah.
It's not just music, they're creating a whole universe.
Yeah, totally. So before we go any further, let's just make sure everyone's on the same page. Who is Aespa?
Okay, so Aespa is a 4-member girl group.
Okay.
You got Karina, Giselle, Winter, and Ninning.
Gotcha.
And they were formed by this company, SM Entertainment.
Ah, SM Entertainment. I feel like every K-pop fan knows SM Entertainment.
Yeah, SM is basically the Harvard of K-pop agencies.
Wow.
They're huge E. And Aespa debuted back in November 2020.
2020, okay. So relatively recent.
Yeah, pretty recent. And their arrival was anything but quiet.
I was going to say, their debut was huge E. I mean, Black Mamba, that was their debut single, right?
Yes.
That broke the record for most views in 24 hours.
Yeah.
For a K-pop group's debut video.
It's crazy.
That's a statement.
It is.
We're here.
Exactly. That's exactly what they did. And, I mean, what really sets them apart, beyond the record breaking, is this whole metaverse concept. Right?
Yeah, we got to talk about the metaverse.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's such a busy word now.
It is.
But they really brought it to life.
They did, yeah. And you've probably heard metaverse everywhere these days. But Aespa really takes it to a whole new level. They've incorporated this idea of a digital realm, and they have these AI avatars.
Oh, the A.
Yes, A, into their music videos, their storyline, even their whole concept.
It's like a whole world.
It is.
Each member has their own digital twin.
Right.
That exists in this virtual space.
Yep.
And that whole interplay between the real and the virtual, that's a huge E part of what makes them so interesting.
Exactly. It's more than a gimmick. It's baked into their whole identity.
That's part of who they are.
Yeah.
And they're also known for bringing this hyperpop sound into K-pop.
Yes.
So for people who are like, what the heck is hyperpop? Can you explain that a little?
Okay. Imagine taking pop music and turning the energy up to 1,000.
Okay.
And then injecting it with these really futuristic electronic sounds.
Whoa.
Distorted vocals.
Yeah.
That's basically hyperpop.
Okay.
In a nutshell. Think Charlie XCX or Sophie.
Oh, okay.
And Aespa takes those elements and blends them into K-pop.
Creating this really unique sound. Yeah.
Yeah. It's super catchy, but it's also really cutting edge.
It's they're sonically teleporting us to the future.
Totally.
And this whole approach has clearly worked. I mean, their single Next Level was massive. Tell us about Next Level.
Next Level peaked at number 2 on the Circle Digital chart, which basically it's the Billboard Hot 100 of South Korea.
Okay.
So huge E.
So that's how you know a song is really doing well in South Korea.
Exactly. If it's high up on that chart, everyone's listening to it.
Everyone's listening.
And on top of that, it won Song of the Year at the Korean Music Awards.
Oh, wow.
Which, it's like winning a Grammy in Korea.
Wow.
It's a really big deal.
Huge honor.
It shows that they're not just popular, they're also, critically acclaimed.
So they're not just topping the charts, they're getting respect from, the industry.
Yeah, totally.
And then their first EP, Savage, took their success global.
It did. So Savage debuted at number 20 on the U.S. Billboard 200 chart.
Okay.
Now, maybe that doesn't sound super impressive.
Yeah.
But at the time, it was the highest charting debut album for a K-pop girl group ever.
Wow.
On the Billboard 200. So it really showed that they had the potential to break into
the Western market.
Yeah, the Western market.
Yeah, it's huge E.
Yeah.
And then they released Girls.
Girls, yeah.
Their second EP.
Yes.
And that basically broke the internet.
It did. It really did.
Didn't it break major sales records?
It did. So Girls sold over 1 million copies in its first week.
In its first week?
Yeah. And it became the best-selling album by a K-pop girl group in history.
Whoa.
Ever. And to really understand how big that is, most K-pop groups they'd be happy to sell 1 million copies, like
Yeah.
across the album's entire lifetime, let alone in a single week.
1 million in a week. That's insane.
Yeah, it was huge-y.
And it debuted at number 3 on the Billboard 200, which is like, that's their first top 10 in the U.S.
Their first top 10, it was official. At that point, Aespa was a global force.
Yeah, like you can't deny it.
Yeah, no denying it.
And they haven't slowed down.
Nope.
They've just been releasing music.
Constant stream of hits.
Yeah. My World, Armageddon, Whiplash, all topping charts, all breaking records.
Breaking records left and right.
What I find really interesting is how they, like, keep experimenting
Right.
with their sound. But they always stay true to that, like, core Aespa concept.
Yeah, they're not afraid to, like, push boundaries.
Yeah.
But they always have that Aespa DNA in there.
Yes.
They're constantly pushing the boundaries of what K-pop can be.
Yeah.
Musically, conceptually. It's really exciting to see.
And, like, Whiplash, their recent single,
Yes.
that got them into the Billboard Global 200 top 10.
Yeah, that's huge.
Which proves, like, their global reach is just getting bigger and bigger.
It really does. It shows they have fans all over the world.
It's incredible.
It is.
So we have this group that is, like, blending these futuristic concepts with really addictive music, breaking records, winning over fans everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's NXT for Aespa? Where do you think they go from here?
I think that's the exciting part. Their journey is just beginning, really.
Yeah.
They've shown us they're not afraid to take risks, to push boundaries.
Right.
So, will they keep exploring this metaverse concept, or will they go into, like, a completely new territory?
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows? It's going to be so interesting to see how they shape the future of pop music.
Yeah. I'm hooked.
Me too.
If you're, like, even a little bit intrigued by Aespa, you got to check out their music.
Seriously.
You might just find your next musical obsession.
Absolutely.
That's it for this deep dive. Until next time.